First game up, Packers-Lions. This is a divisional rematch from week one where the Packers pretty much just dominated the Lions. Remember all the talks after that game about how Detroit was really screwed for letting both defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn and offensive coordinator Ben Johnson go? Then Dan Campbell proceeds to take that loss out on Ben Johnson himself and the Bears the following week, and he ran the score up on them. Lions were still passing the ball late in the fourth quarter with a huge lead in that game. Dan Campbell is like the league's bully. No question he wants revenge here. And I think one of the reasons the Lions didn't look impressive versus the Giants last week was because Detroit was looking ahead to this game here. But I think we could see a very similar result from the game way back in week one between these two teams. Both teams have some serious injury concerns, but I think the Green Bay injuries or potential game day inactives mean a little less than Detroit's. It sucks we won't get either tight end in this matchup. Both Tucker Kraft and Sam Laporta are out. But Detroit's backup tight end, Brock Wright, he's out. Wide receiver Khalif Raymond, he's out. Lions center, Glasnow, he's out. They're pulling poor old Frank Ragnow off the couch from retirement to play. Now on defense, edge guy Josh Pascal, safety Kirby Joseph, they're both out. Cornerback Terrion Arnold, he's banged up. These are some injuries that are going to be tough to overcome, in my opinion. There's somewhat of a blueprint on how to stop this Detroit offense, and it's pressure right up the middle in Goff's face. The interior of this Lions offensive line is very weak, and it's even weaker now with their center Glasnow out and their guard Miles Frazier listed as questionable. The Lions understand this weakness. Obviously bringing in the desperation point of bringing in Frank Ragnow out of retirement. I think the Packers will use stunts and the occasional blitz up the middle, and if you put Goff in those third and obvious passing downs without his like go-to safety valves and receiving options like both tight ends Laporta and Brock Wright, and then Khalif Raymond. I think there's a real good chance this Packers defense controls the game. The Packers pass defense is the only unit that's allowing less than 6 yards per pass attempt. They're at 5.9. The next closest is Houston at 6.2 yards per pass attempt. Now, the Packers offense is the concern, obviously, here. Packers have 3 losses on the season, and the Packers offense is clearly what's to blame for those losses. The defense did their part, allowing 13 points, 16 points, and 10 points in those 3 losses. Typically, when a defense holds the opponent to less than 2 touchdowns, you can, get a win. And despite these awful offensive performances the Packers have had, the Packers offense is still number 2 in EPA per dropback. And with some of these Detroit injuries, I think Green Bay can get some deep shots over the top and put up points. So I'm going to back this short week divisional road dog in this one, Green Bay, especially now that it's ticked up to +3 at some books. So